Tonight on STN Channel 2 News, a student finds himself without a car after a light pole falls and crushes it. We have the exclusive interview with that student.
And Relay for Life is taking place right now here on campus. Find out all about the annual event.
Plus, commencement is fast approaching. See who will be receiving the university's top student awards. STN Channel 2 News starts right now. Thank you for tuning into the final STN Channel 2 newscast of 2015. I'm Rachel Sisto.
And I'm Andrew Menino.
A university sophomore is now on the hunt for a new car after his was damaged in an unusual way, and STN caught up with him. Sophomore Alex Cartwright got a call he wasn't expecting last Wednesday afternoon.
They called me and said, hey, your car's under a light post. So when they called me, they just essentially said that a light post fell and there may have been some damage to my car and asked me to go to N-Lot where it happened.
That's right, a light post. The post in N-Lot was so severely rusted that it only took a small gust of wind to knock it over. According to public safety, the fallen post damaged 3 cars, including Cartwright's 2005 Nissan.
The light post had fallen directly on top of my car, caving in the top of the roof. And when I got there, they told me that the car was totaled.
Public safety responded out there to the incident. They checked the other light poles and found them to be in similar conditions as the other one, and they asked facilities if they could take them down and remove them to make sure nobody gets hit by them.
The university is looking to replace the lampposts as soon as they can, but in the meantime, they've brought out light carts so students can still feel safe parking their cars in N-Lot. According to public safety, the 2 other cars only had minor damage. Luckily, no one was hurt.
And Relay for Life is taking place Friday evening, where students can participate to help raise money to fund cancer research. STN's Chris DeGray went to find out more.
Well, Relay for Life is a walk that's a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. We include a lot of groups on campus, clubs. Any students can make their own groups, and we sort of compete to see who can raise the most money.
There are various events and performances going on throughout the day, including a barbecue and tie-dye. Cancer survivors are invited to join the university for a survivor dinner.
So the proceeds go to the American Cancer Society, and the American Cancer Society funds a lot of cancer research, but they also do a lot of work to help people already living with cancer make their lives more comfortable.
Students can sign up for Relay for Life online at relayforlife.org/uheart. It costs $10 to sign up for the event.
You can set a fundraising goal. Some people set it to $20, some people set it to $500, and you can either start your own team or join a team that's already established.
Your team can be as big or small as you want it. The rule with Relay is that one member of your team has to be walk-in at all times. Chris DeGray, STN Channel 2 News.
Relay for Life will take place until 11 p.m. inside of GSU with events going on throughout the night. Registration will take place in Sussman Lounge.
2 members of the class of 2015 will be receiving top student awards during undergraduate commencement on Sunday, May 17th. Jeremy Sickles, a senior from the Hart School, will receive the Belle K. Ribicoff Award for academic excellence. Anna Pan, a double major in chemistry and biology, will be granted the John G. Lee Medal given to a graduating senior from the greater Hartford area. Commencement will take place on the GSU lawn on Sunday, May 17th. And it has been a fantastic week for weather, so we're going to send over to Kim Bigelow at the weather desk. Kim, it really has been great, hasn't it?
Absolutely, Rachel, and it's only getting better. We are heading into what looks like a gorgeous weekend coming up here, right where we all want to be. Sunny, 75. I'll tell you all about it right after the break.
Thanks, Kim. Now, coming up after the break, we have the details on the annual Senior Week festivities. See what events are in store for the class of 2015.
And the university held an event this past week helping those struggling with substance abuse and addiction.
And a Connecticut teen is back home with her mother after months of forced chemotherapy. Her story is coming up later. Keep it tuned right here to Channel 2.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
It could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And now, your STN2 weather forecast.
Hello and welcome to the Weather Desk. I'm Kim Bigelow. Now with April ending, I have the perfect joke for you all. They say April showers bring May flowers, right? Well, what do May flowers bring? Any guesses? Pilgrims. They bring pilgrims, people. Now let's see what today's weather looked like. So you can see outside today, it was pretty overcast, just a bit chilly, and actually this morning, a little bit muggy, some people were saying. So not a lot of people out on campus. We have seen this past week a lot of people outside, on the lawn, frisbee, doing homework, all that kind of stuff, all the things that spring brings. But we'll take a look at tonight's forecast. You can see here in Hartford, we're going to be right around 39 degrees, so still a little bit chilly, about 7 degrees above freezing, so make sure that you dress accordingly. Bring your jackets if you're going to be out tonight. Now, if we take a look at tomorrow, Saturday, you can see the heat is slowly creeping up from the south, and it's going to get to us. We're going to be just under 70, the whole New England area, except up here in Maine. It's taking a little while to catch up to us, but they'll get there. If we look at Sunday, though, it's getting even better. If you like hot weather, I like the hot weather. 76, we're almost at 80, so things are looking great, and we'll move on to our 7-day forecast. Like I said, this weekend looking good. We're sunny, just a few puffy clouds. We all like the puffy clouds. This week's looking good. Tuesday, though, Tuesday's letting the whole team down. Let you guys take a look at that. So everything's looking good. We're actually going to hit 81 on Monday, it's looking like. So for you seniors graduating in May, I am December, so my weather might be a little different than yours. But I'm hoping that your guys' weather is going to be absolutely perfect. So
Nice and warm, very pleasant for your end. Thank you very much, Kim.
you got it.
And if you are a member of the class of 2015, then you're graduating soon and you're looking forward to Senior Week. There's a lot in store for the seniors to enjoy, and STN's Jabari Walker went to find out more.
Senior Week is hosted by the Student Government Association every year, and it's a week-long event at the end of the year, right before graduation, after finals, for seniors just to basically hang out as a class one last time and just chill before graduation.
Senior Week has given lots of seniors something to look forward to. There are a lot of events and festivities to help strengthen their bonds one last time.
And then on Wednesday, there's a trip to Hoboken where they have a happy hour planned, and there's a bunch of different places that they can go to. It's right on the water where we're going, so that's a nice place for them to hang out during the day.
There's also a bar crawl, steak and lobster dinner, and even a toast with President Walter Harrison. And to have all this fun, there are no academic requirements. All you need is a ticket.
Senior Week's for everybody who's a senior, who's ever graduating this spring or who's going to graduate in the fall. In December, yeah, so the fall. But other than that, as long as you graduate then, you can come.
Senior Week activities have been relatively the same to maintain a sense of tradition throughout the years.
Well, for the past few years, they've always done the bar crawl, they've always done Mohegan, and they've always done the toast. They do a destination trip on the second day, which changes every year. Last year was Newport. I'm not really sure what it was 2 years ago, but last year was Newport, and this year the Senior Week Committee decided to go to Hoboken.
Jabari Walker, STN, Channel 2 News.
Senior Week kicks off right after Finals Week starting Tuesday, May 12th, and begins with a steak and lobster dinner with President Walter Harrison.
Drug addiction is a serious matter many people live with, and this past week, the university held an event for substance abuse. STN's Johnny Wade has more.
Addicted, You're Not Alone was an event done by Yonina Baikov and her mentor, Dr. Akana More.
I think drug abuse is very relevant to college campus, like with the transition and trying to kind of get a feel for this new environment.
Speakers for this event ranged from representatives from CAPS to a graduate of the university.
So an alumna of the university is coming. She graduated about more than 10 years ago, but she's still involved in the school, so she wants to speak about her story.
Baikov says she was interested in this project because of her biology background, and it was done as a part of the Leadership and Mentoring Program, Empower Me.
So it's the Leadership Mentoring Program for girls, and basically get paired up with a faculty member, and you work on a project, whichever one that you choose.
Additionally, any student who got the opportunity to speak about their experience with substance abuse.
Anybody who comes can share anything they'd like to say, either about their own experience or if they know someone who has been touched by drug addiction, they can speak up. If they have any feelings on the subject, they can share.
Bike Up also expressed their interest in doing this event again next year with potentially more guests and on a bigger scale. Johnny Wade, STN, Channel 2 News.
For more information on the event, you can visit our website, that's stn2.tv.
A Connecticut teen who received national attention after attempting to refuse her chemotherapy treatment has finally returned home. The girl known as 17-year-old Cassandra C. recently completed her treatment for Hodgkin's lymphoma. Cassandra has been receiving forced chemo treatment at Connecticut Children's Medical Center since December. This after the state Supreme Court ruled in favor of DCF to maintain custody of Cassandra. Cassandra is now back home with her mother in Windsor Locks.
A group of mothers and former UConn football player have teamed up with lawmakers to create a bill in order to reduce concussions in youth sports. Casey Cochran was a sophomore starting quarterback for the Huskies before calling it quits after suffering too many concussions. He stated that his first injury was back in 6th grade and said that he remembered hiding the fact that he was injured so he could continue playing. The bill is still being discussed by lawmakers. And after the break, find out what the state has planned for potential changes to one of its major interstates.
And for AT&T customers, you may be entitled to some money. Find out about the settlement that has the wireless giant making amends.
And we have the latest information from Baltimore after a week of violent protests and riots. We'll be right back.
And Shelter Pets make Super Pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You're watching STN Channel 2 News.
If you have an idea for a story you'd like us to investigate or an event we should cover, let us know. Send us an email to tips@stn2.tv, or you can submit a tip through text message at 860-631-STN2. Also get all of your campus news updates by following us on Twitter at twitter.com/STN2.
The Connecticut Department of Transportation is inviting residents to learn more about the I-84 Hartford project by attending open sessions. The project to renovate I-84 comes after reasons such as left on and off ramps, narrow shoulders, and closely spaced interchanges. The project is expected to cost between $4 and $10 billion, but lawmakers still need to establish a way to fund it. The final sessions will be held on May 1st from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 45 Church Street in Hartford.
AT&T customers may have money coming to them after a $105 million settlement. Back in October, the Telecommunication Corporation was accused by the government of taking part in a practice known as cramming. This involves the unlawful billing of customers with false charges. According to a statement from U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal, 4.9 million people have applied nationwide for these refunds. T-Mobile was also found guilty of a similar cramming scandal back in December.
Fans of the 90s hit sitcom Seinfeld will soon be able to stream episodes from their laptops and mobile devices. Hulu recently announced that its decision to provide their users with every season beginning in June. The subscription on-demand video service will have access to all the original episodes of the show. Seinfeld aired back in 1989 and created a huge fan base that has remained dedicated even after its series finale in 1998.
Protesters continue to riot in the streets of Baltimore in the wake of Freddie Gray's death. CNN's Ryan Noble is in Baltimore with new developments on what may have happened to Gray after his arrest.
According to an investigative document obtained by the Washington Post, another prisoner who was in the van with Gray told investigators he thought Gray was intentionally trying to injure himself. While police say the man could not see Gray because of a metal barrier, he reportedly told investigators he could hear Gray, quote, banging against the walls. A CNN interview with a person close to one of the arresting officers is also providing new clues.
He believes that Freddie Gray was injured outside the paddy wagon before.
While Freddie Gray was being arrested?
Yes.
The attorney for Gray's family, however, says it's unlikely he caused his own fatal injury. Also on Wednesday, protesters gathered in solidarity across the country. More than 60 people were arrested in New York City protests Wednesday night. Ferguson, Minneapolis, Seattle, and Washington, D.C. also saw protests.
All day, we're gonna fight for Freddie Gray.
The focus now will be on Friday. That's when the police will wrap up their investigation into Freddie Gray's death. They'll hand that information off to the state's attorney, who will then decide whether or not to press charges. That's the latest from Baltimore. I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.
Prosecutors announced Friday morning that 6 Baltimore officers would be charged in the death of Freddie Gray. Baltimore State Attorney filed the charges after a medical examiner's report revealed Gray's death was a homicide. And in the wake of the Baltimore riots, Major League Baseball made a decision to have the hometown Baltimore Orioles play before an empty stadium. An eerie sight to see there at Camden Yards. The Orioles and visiting Chicago White Sox played Wednesday, the only game of a 3-game series. The first games were postponed after MLB deemed it would be a serious risk to the fans and players. Many fans waited outside the gates of the stadium as the Orioles went on to defeat the White Sox 8-2. And so now, Sean Duffy, here at the Sports Desk. This is the first time you've been on air here?
Absolutely, Rachel. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Desk. Yes, it is me, Sean Duffy, the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Bars, and I'm going to give you a little different musical tune before we go to break. Friday night, I'm in the shot. Don't believe me, just watch. STN Channel 2 Sports, that is. We got a lot coming at you. We'll be right back.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And now, your Channel 2 Sports.
Welcome back. Now, the lacrosse team traveled up to New York to take on #1 in the America East and 9th-ranked team in the nation, the Albany Great Danes. The men are currently coming off a 3-game losing streak. Can the #4 ranked team upset the #1? Let's take a look at the scoreboard. The Hawks could not upset the powerhouse Great Danes, losing 15-6 in the semifinal matchup. Kevin O'Shea had a decent final game, finishing with just 2 goals and 1 assist. Justin Huggins also had a good game for the red and white, ending with 5 shots on net and 3 goals. For Albany, Lyle Thompson stole the show and stuffed that stat sheet with 5 goals, 4 assists, and 9 shots on goal. Fellow teammate Connor Fields also had a nice outing, having 3 goals and an assist credited to him. With the loss of Hartford, with Hartford being eliminated from the America East playoffs. Now, moving from the last field to the ballpark as the baseball team faced Quinnipiac on the road. Last time these two met, the Bobcats won 8-5. Did the Hawks get revenge? Let's take a look. The men do get their payback as they defeat Quinnipiac 7-5. For the Hawks, Aaron Wilson had a good day making contact with the ball, finishing with 3 hits and 1 run batted in. Also, Joe Roberti had a solid day, grabbing 2 hits and bringing in a run. For the Bobcats, Matthew Batten batted well, going 2 for 4 at the plate and grabbing an RBI. Pitcher Joseph Scalione took his 5th loss of the year, throwing 7 innings, giving up 9 hits and collecting 4 earned runs. The Red and White now move to 15-25 on the year as they try to make a run before the America East Championship gets underway. Now on to a similar sport, but just with a larger ball, as the softball team took a road trip to face Maine. The ladies have been struggling lately, losing their last 5 games. Could they finally grab a W? Let's go to the board. The Lady Hawks can't catch a break as they get decimated, losing 10-0 in a shortened 5-inning game. Kelsey Bird threw 1 1/3 innings as she couldn't get anyone out, giving up 5 hits and 6 earned runs. Lexi Wilkerson came in for relief as she also struggled in her 2 innings of work, as 4 hits and 4 earned runs were credited to her. For the Black Bears, MJ Fogle had a great game, finishing with 2 hits and a team leading 5 runs batted in. Jessica Burke also had a solid outing, getting 2 hits and 2 RBIs. The ladies now fall to an abysmal 3-40 record for this season. From the diamond, we move to the green now as the men's golf team wrapped up their season in California as they faced 8 teams in the Big Sky Championship. They are coming off a top 10 finish at the Yale Spring Invitational. Could they keep up their good form? Let's go and find out. The men finished their year with a top 5, ending with a final team score of 39 over par. Idaho stole the show, finishing number 1 with an 8 under par score. Sacramento State ended in second at 13 over par. They were followed by Southern Utah and Weber State. And finally, Northern Colorado, Binghamton, and North Dakota finished in 6th, 7th, and 8th, respectively. Good news for the Hawks as they had 2 members finish in the top 15 out of the 40 golfers in the field. Will Betts finished his career year tied for 11th place. Also, senior Dan Yustin finished his final tournament in the red and white, tied for 13th place. Now from one green to another, the women's golf team also concluded their season, this time in sunny Lake Buena Vista, Florida, to compete in the MAC Championship. They are coming on fresh off a first-place finish at the Monmouth Hawk Quad match. Could they bring their winning ways to Disney's Magnolia Course? The ladies could not get the job done the Sunshine State, finishing in dead last. University of Albany took first-place honors with a team score of 73 over par. Siena College almost took the win, but had a rough third day to finish at 84 over par. Fairfield, Quinnipiac, and Dayton placed 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Finally, Monmouth and Niagara University filled in the last 2 spots at 6th and 7th. Some light for the Lady Hawks, though. Junior Brooke Nethercott finished tied for 13th place among the entire field, finishing with a 3-round score of 25 over par. Now on to the upcoming games on campus. As you see, there are no games this weekend, so sit back and relax and make sure you study for all those upcoming finals.
You know, if you decide to study, or a lot of people have final papers, I have tons of final papers I gotta do.
Yeah.
Which I suppose this is what happens when you're a journalism major. Everything is writing.
Yeah.
I think we should address the elephant or the poodle in the room. This is my dog Barley. For those of you who follow my Instagram and Snapchat, she is all over there. And I thought she could make her first appearance on live television.
I think we've had a lot of changes here the 4 years we've been here, 3.5.
Yeah.
But I think the dog on the desk is the best one so far.
She's
yeah,
loving
that's new.
She's just, the camera loves her.
Oh.
And so, yeah, as the 4 years, this is Andrew and Sean in my final show. And they have prepared, we haven't seen it yet, but they've prepared a senior video for us.
do have a lot of things going on. Like, yeah.
Sean, I didn't realize that you always had a beard.
Always. I was born with one, actually.
Nice.
I do scream a lot, so that's a fairly common thing at that age.
Especially in your sleep. It's really kind of weird.
Yeah, you would know.
Sean and I have lived together for the last 3 years, so that's been quite the adventure.
Oh, that's funny. So, how do you guys feel looking back on the last 4 years?
You know, I mean, I think for me, like, I changed my major because of SDN, you know, so the last 4 years, they've been weird. They haven't always been easy, but I definitely would not trade them for anything. You know, it was, I honestly, I couldn't picture my life without SDN. I can't picture any alternate universe where I wouldn't be here, so.
What I would say is that without STN, we'd have Thursday nights off and Friday afternoons off. I've only ever had class twice on Friday, and I've never had a Friday off. So, you know, that might have been a little bit different.
Nah, yeah. Well, I owe literally like my entire friends to STN. I would literally have no friends if it wasn't for STN.
I mean, I have like 2 friends who aren't in STN, so, you know.
Okay, well,
that's how it works.
Margin of error. You know.
We are the largest, most dysfunctional family I've ever seen in my entire life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
It's been quite the adventure.
Absolutely. How about you, Burley?
Oh.
She's like, I've only been here for a show, and I love it.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the final STN Channel 2 News of 2015, and again, our final show. STN will be back in the fall with more news for you, and of course, we won't. So, I'm Rachel Sisto.
And I'm Andrew Menino.
Good night.